Boy, I don't trust them people far as I can throw they butt. I'ma tell you about your little spit DNA test that is for entertainment purposes only. Now, what we want to see, I'm going to tell the Native Americans, I'm going to tell the indigenous so-called Mexicans. You can't be indigenous and Mexican because Mexican is a made-up term. It's a misnomer. We're going to keep telling y'all the same thing. Pull out them records, buddy. Show us. I want to see what they came up with your spit. Pull out some paperwork. Show us what you talking about. And since you want to trust your enemy so bad, show me one of your African cousins on their port city. Oh, and for the Mexicans and the Native Americans, show me when they dug up a mummy and they tested it and it said they got sickle cell. Show us that y'all got the sickle cell trait, because those are the Maya. We know we got the sickle cell trait. So somebody needs to stop lying over here, okay, buddy? Prove to us you're not off an orphan train, and prove to us that you come from Africa.
They're taking a swab. They don't do that.
Listen to me.
Hold on, let me say something real quick. I'm gonna let you go. For the people in the chat, when he said that they do a spit test, you gotta spit in the tube. He swabbed the lizard's mouth and put the saliva from the lizard inside of the tube. That's how they get it from the lizard. Lizards can't spit, so therefore he took the saliva from the mouth and stuck it in the tube.
He surely did. I saw the video.
Let me tell you something, Port City.
Put it in there.
Oh my God. I wish I could just talk.
Yeah,
let me just talk this out. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Port City. Anytime when a man is on the currency or a female is on the currency, they are considered royalty. All right? Is that understood? Now, when you see a king on a dollar bill or currency, that is because that is theirs. Anytime when you see sharecroppers on the currency, that is because the land that they are cropping on is theirs. That is not a slavery thing. Nobody is going to take a bum off the street and say, put them on the currency. Yeah, that's it. Are you an idiot? What the fuck?
I want to. Is they're taking a swab? They don't do that. You have to spit in a tube and put that in a tube and submit that.
So don't you think he probably swabbed the mouth?
I'm just saying for
saliva from the lizard and spit it in the tube?
Hey, but look, y'all don't gotta believe it's okay. My second thing, real quick. I won't be on here long. Real quick. I want to show you guys, because David ain't here, right? David popped off real quick. David showed you guys currency, right? With y'all on it, right? I want y'all to know that this is slaves being depicted on, yes it is. These are slaves being depicted on Confederacy currency.
Why would they put slaves on currency?
Because,
slaves on currency.
Hey, David, when you go, David, I drop down for you to come back up.
Where David at?
Hey, where's David? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got a question for Port City. I got a question for Port City since he got when was that article written?
That's all.
Port City.
There's David right there.
This wasn't an article. This was
soon as y'all said
this was during the time.
Even Godly's laughing at you.
I'm asking, when was that written?
That's a good article, Port City. That's a good article. Yeah.
ZZ, can you
That's a good article, Port City. You got the best receipts on this platform.
ZZ, can you stop yelling?
I'm out. Port City got the best receipts.
ZZ, can you stop yelling? I'm trying to have a conversation. Look, now he dropped. I didn't even get a chance to ask him.
That's what I need.
And you say go straight to the results, correct?
Yeah, I just was curious about your DNA result.
Okay.
Your DNA ancestry.
Look at the results right now. Okay. My results, it says Nigerian, 38%. Cameroon, Congo, West Bantu people, 18%. Ivory Coast, Ghana, 14%. Benin, Togo, 10%. Senegal, 5%. England, well, you just interested in the African part, right?
You know, mostly, I just wanted to see what percentage-wise of African DNA is running through your veins, my brother.
Okay, it says 30. Well, we got that part. Okay. Nigeria's East Central, 2%. And that's all I see. Oh, yeah, Mali, 4%. That's all I see concerning the continent of Africa.
Okay, good deal, good deal. My second question was, how much Native American ancestry do you possess?
Well, according to Ancestry.com, again, it says I have Indigenous American, Bolivia and Peru 1%, and Indigenous Americans, Mexico 1%. Well, less 1%.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the debate. This is your moderator and timekeeper, Hoodoo Butterfly. On the behalf of the Adjustment Syndicate, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Today we have Port City Vibes debating Woken the Real on the topic of examining the proof of Black communities in the Americas before colonization. The Adjustment Syndicate provides a professional space for all of us to learn and grow. No disrespect will be tolerated. We want everyone to feel welcomed and ready to learn from our speakers today. We will start out with allowing both Port City Vibes and Woken the Real 5 minutes to introduce themselves. Then we will move on to the debate. There will be a total of 2 rounds, each 15 minutes long. We also will have Q&A, followed up with final words from Port City Vibes and Woken the Real. I will be keeping the time with the debate. I will remind both speakers throughout their debate how much time they have left. When the time is up, the person speaking must stop so the next speaker can begin. Thank you, brothers, for your knowledge and expertise. Let's start off with Woken the Real. Please introduce yourself.
What up? Woken the Real here, y'all. So today we are gonna be debating the codices. It's a topic that I feel like I specialize in. I specialize in Mesoamerican history and uncovering the truth. You know, we all know that the colonizers have colonized many places, and the Americas was one of them. All right, and if we gotta believe the history, if we gotta believe the history of the colonizer with little to no evidence of where we came from, I don't think that's right. I think we should do the due diligence and actually do the research. We should not listen to people. We should lead the way into finding the truth, you know? So at the end of the day, guys, I hope that I can wake some of you guys up. If not, I hope eventually you guys can wake up, because I'm not trying to erase anybody. Yes, there was Africans, but there was melanated people all across the continents, from the Negritos to the Aboriginals to the American Indians to the Polynesians. And after this debate, we are going to, the melanated indigenous, we have talked about it yesterday. We are actually going to start speaking on all melanated indigenous and not just the ones inside of the Americas, because all melanated indigenous around the world have been done wrong. All right. And that's how I'm going to end my intro. Y'all stay woke.
Peace, family. Peace, family. What's going on? Port City coming right black at you always. Bottom line is, we are going to talk about the Mesoamerican pre-Columbian era. My opponent here is going to try to convince you, right,
that we were here all along. He's going to try to convince you, maybe with some lookership, that we've been here. I am going to show you guys the historical record. We're going to get the historical record corrected. That's what I'm going to do. You're going to see primaries. You're going to see the codices explain in a way. The who, I'm going to give you the who, the what, and the why. All right. So that's what this debate's about. When I first got on TikTok talking about this, I was talking about the Aztec civilization. So I'm going to laser focus on that community, and I'm going to just talk about their history. Those who follow the syndicate and has followed my my channel already know where I'm coming from with this. I'm just going to dig a little bit below the surface with the material. I appreciate my opponent coming in today. We didn't know how this debate was going to go, and he you know, I thought he was going to back out a couple of times, but he's here, so I appreciate him showing up. And but today we will sacrifice you. That's what's going down with the information, of course. So we decided that I guess I was going to go first, and what I'm going to attempt to do is just go ahead and try to share my screen. Give me a minute, because let's see here. Give me a minute, family. All right. We're going to go straight into my slides. All right. So family, right now we're talking about pre-colonial, pre-Columbian Mesoamerica. And in order to understand whether we were here or not, we got to understand who was there. Who was the people that was there? I talk all the time about a king's list and everything. Where is the king's list? Show us who was who. So who was in leadership, right? So this source right here is from the book Aztec Wars on page 219. We're talking about King Naza-Hokoyot. Please forgive me if I chew up these names. A lot of people don't know who this person is, but he was born in 1402 and he died in 1472. So this would have been well before any of the contact of the Europeans ever came over to this side, right? So if we was here, we should look at the king's list, right? Who was in leadership before the white man came over here, right? So King Naza-Hokoyot was a scholar, philosopher, warrior, Aztec poet, and ruler of the city of Texcoco in pre-Columbian era Mexico. He is one of the founding members of the Aztec Triple Alliance. So this was 100 years, family. Let's understand what I'm talking about. This was 100 years before the Europeans got to this area. So he was an active member of the Triple Alliance, right? This is a codex that you see him right here on. So if we was here in the community, we should see Black melanated people here in the community in Mesoamerica. I don't understand why we don't. People make these claims of we was here. Where is the king's list? I'm showing you, right? I'm showing you the founders, right? The founding member of the Aztec Alliance, Triple Alliance. I'm sure my opponent may have never heard of the Aztec Triple Alliance. This is Naza-Hokoyot. He's discussing the faith of a disloyal kingsman with two intermediaries, right? On the Codex Soloit, or Solot, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Please forgive me, family, if I make these pronunciations or the grammar. You know, sometimes I mess these words up, but I'm pretty sure you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here's another one right here. Bam. Again, this is the Aztec ruler. These are the people who were in that area 100 years ago before the Spaniards came, right? This is the swearing in ceremony of Ixochi and his son, Naza-Hokoyot, right? That's the Hungry Coyote translated for those who want to know the translation. This is the codex right here. So right now we have a father and son, right? We have rulership. We have these pictorial illustrations showing you exactly who's who. These are the people that was ruling that area. 100 years now before the Spaniards arrived. Let's not make that mistake. So I don't see any Afros. I don't see any of the Afrocentric things that you would see on the people that's claiming that we was here all along. Now check this out, family. This is the $100 peso, right? This is Naza Coyote, right? On a $100 peso. So why are we trying to mix ourselves up with these people's history, right? You can go out down right there right now and get you 100 peso, right? And have Naza Hokoyo illustration on it. These people are familiar with their history, right? So it's sad. It's a sad day in Black America that we associate ourselves with other people's culture. When you actually look at what's going on in this area and look at the origins of the Aztec empire and look at the rulership, those weren't us, and these aren't this ain't us, fam. Come on, let's be real. All right. So right here, the next thing I'm gonna pull up is the Codex Mendoza. Right? What's the Codex Mendoza, Port? Well, the Codex Mendoza is believed to have been created around the year 1541. It contains a history of both the Aztec rulers, right, and their conquest, as well as descriptions of daily life in pre-conquest Aztec society, right? So this particular codex explains, right, what was going on with the Aztecs, right, with the leadership. I'll remind you guys, if you look at this thing, right, if you look at the front portion of this, right, the front part of this shows you the founding members of it, right? I don't see any Afros on this. These are the founding members. As a matter of fact, guess who's on there, right? As a founding member, we got the Hungry Coyote, right? Naza Hokoyo, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Please look this up because I'm not bullshitting. All right. So he's a founding member of the Aztec Triple Alliance. I don't see, these aren't Black people. This is not a Black community. Stop saying that. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys, right, the past to bring you back a little bit. We talked about 100 years ago before the Spaniards arrived. And let's talk about on the cusp of the Spaniards. Who was the leadership when the Spaniards got there, family? Who was in charge, right? The source right here is from a Codex Tabar. This is from the Aztec War Theories, Imperial Expansion, and Political Control on page 219. You must learn about King Moctezuma. King Moctezuma ruled between 1502 and 1512, right? He, the first contact between the indigenous civilization of Mesoamerica and Europeans took place during his reign. And he was killed during the initial stages of the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire when conquistador Hernan Cortez and his men fought to take over the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. So these are the real people, the real kings that was there. So we must not make the mistake of saying we was here based on lookership. My opponent is going to try to pull out lookership. I'm showing you the actual people. I'm connecting the dots is what I'm doing, right? I showed you 100 years ago before the arrival of the Spaniards who was in leadership. And I'm showing you right before they got there who was in leadership. These are not our people, right? This is King Moctezuma. He was the active leader when the Spaniards arrived. This is on the this is him getting carried off by the Spaniards. Right here, bam. This is the death of Moctezuma shortly after the Spaniards arrived. You can find this in the Florentine Codex, since we like looking at codexes, right? Make sure you look up Moctezuma, right? Can I get a time check? Moctezuma is also on the
7
codex.
minutes.
I appreciate it, sister. Moctezuma is on the codex as well. on the same codex. When we go back, right? Let's not forget the codex. Now we got two rulers on this thing. We have King Nazakoyo, right? These names, y'all, damn. And we have Moctezuma as well. I just want to make this clear on who we talking about. So when my opponent talk, he better be talking like this. If he's not talking like this, he's not making no sense. If he's not connecting any dots like this, he's not making any sense. Okay? We have Moctezuma right here. All right, now let's talk about other characters that's in history that was there. Other indigenous people, right? We're going to talk about Donna Maria. I'm going to go over her life real quick since I only got 7 minutes. Donna Marina, also named La Malinche. That's La Malinche, Lamallinche, right? Now let's talk about her. In 1496, she was born to a chief of a tribe of the northwest border of the Aztec Empire. In 1504, she was sold as a slave after her father died. 1519, she was given off to Cortez along with 20 other women from Tabasco. In 1519, learned Spanish. She converted to Christianity and became a consort advisor for Hernan Cortez and a translator, right? In 1520, she communicates with the Aztecs of Tenochtitlan on behalf of the Spaniards, right? By 1522, she gave birth to the son of Cortez, right? This was the first mystique, there's a name for that. When the indigenous and, and these Spaniards start having kids, there's a name for that. Mestizos, I forgot. But anyway, by 1524, she accompanies Cortez on his expedition to Honduras. By 1526, she marries another Spaniard by the name of Juan Jaramillo. And unfortunately, she passed away in 1529. She was an indigenous woman. She was enslaved by the Tabascos. She was taken to the Tlaxcalans. She was given off to Cortez. These are indigenous people we're talking about. No afros, no bell bottoms, no earrings. Don't look like
5 minutes.
I appreciate that, sister. Thank you. I'm going to keep it going. Now we're going to talk about the manuscript of dogging. Since we're familiar with Cortez, since we're familiar with Donna Marina, aka La Malinche, let's look at the devastation that they did once he learned out that she was a translator, because he used her as a translator. This document, you can look this up. I'm not going to cheat you out on your history lessons today during this debate. I'm teaching. This ain't a debate, right? So we got the manuscript of dogging. Please look this up in real time, right? It shows you an illustration of the indigenous being attacked and killed by chained dogs. You have Donna Marina and Cortez right here. And you have a picture of these indigenous people. They don't look like us, family. What happened was the indigenous allied with Cortez when he first got there, okay? He saw some beef going on between the Tlaxcalans, right, and the Aztecs, the Mexica, and he got involved in between that. He converted a lot of these people, and they just started wreaking havoc. But I just want you guys to look at these people and just understand that these ain't black people, right? This ain't us. This ain't our community. Right. The title of this debate, right, is Black communities, right? If I'm not mistaken, Black communities in Mesoamerica, pre-Columbian, I just want to make sure what I'm talking about makes sense, right? So we have Cortez with Marina. This all makes sense. I'm giving you the who, the why, the what, all of that. Here's this poor indigenous person getting attacked by a dog. Don't look like us. Why are we carrying the burdens of these people's history? I don't understand it. This is another illustration from another pictorial map, Lienzo de Quequelin. This map is another pictorial map. I just showed you an illustration of the dogs attacking this indigenous people. Here's another pictorial map, same illustration. The Spaniards brought dogs, horses, and Negroes to the New World. On the next half of this debate, I'm going to talk about that. All right. What's my time? Because I'm like flying right now.
You have 2 minutes. I was going to let you know at the 1 minute mark.
All right, I'm gonna land my plane right there. This is a big jumbo jet. I gotta land it right here, sister. I appreciate you. I'm gonna land it. I'm gonna land it. Let me.
Okay. So I'm gonna stop your time and then Woken.
Can you stop me, Sharon? Because I don't have any autonomy right now. Can you do that?
All right, Woken, let me know when you are ready, and we'll put you up.
All right, I'm ready, guys. All right, let me get my screen ready for you guys. Hey, by the way, Port, that was a very nice presentation. I don't have a PowerPoint for you guys, but I do have a lot of sources for you guys, and I will be presenting them in a second. Is that 26 minute timer mine?
You have 15 minutes, so when you're ready to present, let me know and I will start your time.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and start it now.
Okay.
Go ahead and start it now. We're gonna get into the Matricula de Hiexico codices. Okay, so right here, can you guys see that? Can you guys hear me? Hoodoo?
Yes, it's on the screen.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I'm not too familiar with this this app. So so Port was saying show a black community, you know, and that's the thing is like in these codices, yes, it was a census record, as you guys can see here, where it says census of villages in province of Zico. All right, I might butcher some of the words and stuff, but just hang with me. And it's a documentation of the indigenous people of Mesoamerica. All right, and let me see if I could find that for you guys. Tech pens. All right. It figures and glosses in both Nahuatl and Spanish have proved extremely useful. The census also contains much detailed information about economy, social organizations, language, history, people of, and art of people in this period. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what these census records are. All right. This is just to give you guys a quick little picture of what that's looking like. So bear with me. We're going to get into these ones also. And the thing about Mesoamerica, guys, is it was a multiple ethnicity civilization. The Aztecs, they had multiple ethnicities living amongst them, as you guys can see here. They have a Nahuatl name, and they also have a Spaniard name. All right, and this is how you could tell that these people were indigenous because they have that Nahuatl name, and also in these census records, they're clearly depicting these people with darker skin tone with different names. So as you can see here, this is the name that they're giving them. I actually did a I actually deciphered what this is saying, and it's saying mercs. It translates to Latin as trades, articles of merchandise. Okay, so they're calling these people right here in these codices merchandise. All right, we're gonna get back down to, we're gonna go to the next page of this codice. As you guys can see, again, merchandise, black skin tone. All right, we're gonna go down a couple pages. I guess we'll just click on any page that we see melanated indigenous for right now. Merchandise, okay. And again, they have a Spaniard name and then a Nahuatl name. I'll get a little bit clearer images for you guys real quick. Let me see. Let me see. So I'll show you guys one more. I'll show you guys like about 5 more pages of this. All right. Because at the end of the day, he said that I use a lot of lookership, but that's the thing is with this lookership, he actually showed you guys $100 peso, and in turn, he showed you guys what I would call lookership. I feel as if it's very disingenuous that he's able to use lookership, but I'm not supposed to use lookership when it comes to documentation. like actual documentation, not something on $100 peso, but actual documentation of the indigenous of what is known today as Mexico. You know, so am I supposed to just ignore these artifacts as a licensed artist and a Mesoamerican historian? I'd say no. All right, and we're gonna also, I'm gonna keep showing you guys a little bit more pages of these of this certain codice, and we'll get into another section, well, another part of this debate in 1 second. All right, so look, as you guys can see here, they actually make a line deciphering, showing you a difference.
10 minutes.
Thank you. This happens in multiple instances throughout these codices. And as you guys can see there, once again, merch. They are considered merchandise, right? We're going to click onto the next page. Merchandise. These people were considered merchandise, all right? And now we're going to get into the word Tiltic, okay? Give me 1 second. Were you able to see that other page, Hoodoo? This page that I just pulled up?
Yes, we see. We see the stuff that you're pulling up.
Can you see the word Tiltic?
I just see a whole bunch of articles right now.
Okay, I got you. Hold on. Let me see. Present. Share screen. And then we will get into this one right here. So the Aztec actually had a word for what you guys would call a black person. All right, their word for black person was tiltic. Okay, tiltic. I'm going to show you guys a definition of that word just so you guys can follow me on the definition. Tiltic. Okay, black, the color, or a black person, a person of African heritage, to specify a black woman. This word could be combined with siatur, okay? And there's different variations on how to spell Tiltic. Like I will show you guys right here. Tiltic. Black people, black men, okay? This one specifically doesn't say African, okay? And I'm going to show you guys a codice that a lot of people really don't know about. Let me present this next screen to you guys. I'm sorry, like I said, I don't have that PowerPoint like Port does, but bear with me, guys. Bop. All right. So as you guys can see here, there's white men down there, aka the colonizer. This right here is clearly a black man, right? And what does this word say here? Tiltic. Okay. Then this is not where I land my plane. I'm just showing you guys that they had a word for black person, and it was actually a pre-Columbian word for black person. And I'm going to prove that later on in this debate. But give me 1 more second. I'm going to go back into those codices because I wanted to show you guys something, since you guys know the word for black person in Nahuatl. All right. Give me 1 more second. And don't worry, guys. I know that says 1572, but at the end of the day, I have something that's pre-Columbian, and I will be connecting the dots for you guys today. So bear with me. We have been lied to. I think I'm gonna actually share my screen a different way. Give me 1 more second. Slides. All right. All right, hold on, Bob. All right. Let me see if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? What I got on my screen? All right. So in that codice that I had showed you guys in the beginning, they actually have a indigenous man with a melanated skin tone. His Spanish name was Diego. His Nahuatl name is Telato, okay, which translates to black water.
5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. And then we have another Diego. Once again, I don't know if it was a Diego thing, but he was called Telato also. Okay. My thing is, if you're a person with white skin, like Port says these people are, how the hell are you going to be called black water? You know, so let me stop that screen right quick. Yeah, how are you going to be called black water? You know, so at the end of the day, you got to really think about that, Port. You got to really think about that. And it was very disingenuous of you for you not to it was very disingenuous of you for you not to actually show any of the melanated indigenous. You actually skipped over one of the melanated indigenous in your presentation, and it's very disingenuous because you're only choosing to show one side of people. There's literally multiple ethnicities of people in these codices, and yes, some of the codices specifically only have one type of person in them. That doesn't necessarily mean that there wasn't more people, bro. You got to understand that. So let me see. Let me go back down to here, and I'll show you guys one thing right quick. These are Mesoamerican artifacts of melanated indigenous. These are more detailed than these codices, but these are codice style paintings and artifacts. How much more minutes I got, Hoodoo?
You got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right. And then one more thing I wanted to touch base on real quick is there's multiple depictions of Montezuma, and here's one of them right here because he's very disingenuous with that. All right. I'm a human tug before I'll do a cut. All right. So they have Montezuma here depicted as a melanated person. They have Donna Maria to the right of Cortez right there, right? And you see that she has a lighter skin tone. My point is there was multiple ethnicities of people here, bro. There was multiple ethnicities of people here. And in my next round, bro, I'm gonna completely destroy you, bro. You're not strong enough, but I am there. I use my time there.
All right. So, Port, let me know when you're ready, and I will start your time.
Damn, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear. We can hear
Okay,
you.
my bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was on the outside.
Yeah.
All right. Don't start me yet. All right.
Okay.
Let me see. I was like, good deal, good deal. I was like, ain't nobody responding back to me and shit. All right. Can y'all see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Um, okay, let's go back real quick. You can start my time. We got 15 or whatever.
Yeah. Starting now.
Okay, so yes, I was showing continuity. This wasn't the first, we was like, well, you showing me a picture of Moctezuma. I can show you a picture of Moctezuma. What I was showing you was continuity. The first illustration of Moctezuma is right here on the indigenous codexes. This is what the indigenous people illustrated Moctezuma to be like, right? That's where I was coming from. Bam, right there. I'm sorry, right here. Okay. So these are the indigenous artists that drew these joints. Okay. So I just want to kind of go back to that. Okay. So we talked about Donna Marina and we talked about Hernan Cortez. I want to talk about this pictorial map scene right here. My source is from the Conquered Conquistadors, the Lienzo de Coquelion or Coquelin, and Nahua vision of conquest of the Guatemala, right? So we have a large pictorial map. People who follow me are familiar with this map because we talk about it all the time. In this map, it talks about the conquest. And if we were here in large numbers, because we're talking about the community, and in this map is a 16th century cloth painting of the Nahua, a group of indigenous people of Mexico. It is one of two surviving Nahua pictorial records recounting the Spanish conquest of Guatemala, just so we're clear on what we're looking at. When we look at this whole entire map, we talked about the triple Aztec alliance being broken by Hernan Cortez. When we look at this map, we don't see any Black people in the community. I'm looking for them, just like you. I'm not bullshitting you about where they at. Now we find one Black dude in here, this whole map. We've talked about this before. I want you to look at the Black dude and look at the people around him and look at the clothes, the attire, and all of this stuff. Okay? This is not us, right? The source is, again, the Lienzo de Coquelin, or Coquelin. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. He's the only African that you see in here. Now, if you look at page 124 of the Conquistadors, it talks about this pictographic map. It says basic pictography conventions used in the Lienzo de Coquelin. Some conventions, however, are unique to the Lienzo de Coquelin. These were understood mostly through contextualization of the story. It talks about the people. It says the range of actors represented in the Lienzo de Coquelin includes indigenous peoples of America, Spaniards, and an African slave, right? That's the only Black people we see when we look back in time over here pre-Columbian like that. Okay, so it says these people are not identified by name, glyph, or calendar names. Some are accompanied by a slip of paper that once provided their name in alphabetical writing. Those glosses are no longer readable. However, several identities can be established. All right. So like I said, my source is from the book Conquered Conquistadors on page 124. And it talks about this pictorial map scene. Now let's talk about who was over there that could have been Black, right? We talk about Codex. This particular pictorial illustration is from the Codex Aztecalian. These names, y'all, I apologize. And this is Juan Garrido. This is an important illustration. It shows a whole lot. You know, a lot of characters are in this picture. A lot is going on. We talked about Cortez arriving in over there, 15, 17, 15, 18, 19, and 20, and his conquest of this area, right? And here's a close-up. Who do we see here? Donna Marina hanging with her man. Now, the source that I'm going to pull, because we're talking about, you know, where all the Black folks at, right? You know, do we see them or not? It's from the 7 Myths of Spanish Conquest. You can get this book And right here, it talks about Juan Garrido, right? And how much time I got, sis?
You got 10 minutes and 21 seconds.
Okay, good deal. So it says in this book, the colonies tended to function more as personal auxiliaries, domestic servants, as assistants in commercial enterprise, as a symbol of social status, just as in the conquest. They were personal auxiliaries of individual Spanish conquistadors. They were servants who were by necessity armed by fighting and surviving. They usually earned their freedom and becoming. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm messing it up. They were servants who were by necessity armed by fighting and surviving. They usually earned their freedom and becoming conquistadors in their own right. Juan Valente arrived in the New World too late to be a part of this pattern in Caribbean and Mexico. But other Africans were there alongside with the first Spaniard. The reason why I'm bringing this up, because I'm telling you where the Negroes came from. I'm telling you where this black population came from with the damn Spaniards, right? It says Juan Garrido, for example, was born in West Africa about 1480, right? He was in Lisbon, Seville in the late 1490 and arrived in the Caribbean between 1502 and 1503. He later claimed to have crossed the Atlantic as a free man, although he more likely acquired his freedom in the Caribbean between 1508 and 1519. He fought in the conquest of Puerto Rico and Cuba, in raids, other islands, and in the discovery of Florida back in 1502. The governor of Hispaniola, Nicholas del Ovado, right, had brought Africans to act as auxiliary conquistadors or conquerors. I'm sorry. So we're telling you that where these black folks are coming from, who is bringing them? Because let's be real, because he's trying to suggest that we had lottie black everybody over here. That wasn't like that. Show me on that King's list that he showed, it wasn't no black people on there like that. He couldn't. That shit said that in merchandise. He didn't show me no source on what that said or nothing. He thinks it says merchandise. For all we know, it can say Mashika, because that's who we're talking about at this time, the Mashika, right? But anyway, let me go ahead and go further, right? But it says, but when they did the opposite and joined the native resistance on the island, he banned further importation of the black slaves. So when the blacks was coming, shit, they was joining the native resistance. So, you know, they was like, hold on, man, we got too many black people coming to the New World, right? So don't play with me, man. All right. It says Spaniards took as many Africans on the expeditions that they could afford. Keyword, as much as they could afford. So they were purchasing Negroes, bringing them over here. Garrido was by no means the only black conquistador to accompany Ponce de Leon into Puerto Rico, nor was he the only one to invade Cuba with Diego Velázquez, who in 1550 wrote to the king that many black slaves had participated in the conquest there. Here's a short timeline, okay? 1519, he was a member of the conquest expedition into central Mexico, probably as a servant of Pedro Garrido and later Hernan Cortez, or less likely in the retunes of Juan Núñez Cedillo. Remember that name, Juan Cedillo, because we're going to go back to that later. So here's a book right here. This is a book by Bernal Diaz, The Memoirs of the Conquistadors, right? It talks about Juan Cedillo right here in his book. Two different books, right? I'm kind of matching everything up. Juan Cedillo of the Havana had a fine chestnut mare, which foiled on board. This Cedillo was considered to be one of the most wealthy men amongst us, for he had a ship of his own, a horse, a few Negroes to attend upon him, and his own laning of cassava and cured bacon. Just about this time, horses and Negroes were only to be purchased for very high prices, which accounts for a small number, right, of the former we had with us on this expedition. So why the hell are you know, why are they so priced high? Why was a Negro and a horse so damn much money? If Negroes was everywhere in the Mesoamerica, why are these Spaniards having a hard time paying expensive prices? They should just be able to pick up a Negro anywhere in America, right? That's what they should be able to do. No, but they're telling you, look, man, I got to bring my own Negroes here. And some of them was selling Negroes and horses. This ain't me making it up. Don't argue with me, argue with the source. How much
5
time I got?
minutes.
I appreciate it. So now we're going to talk about the Tlaxcalans. This is the first indigenous Christian converts. Whenever Cortez got there, he started setting up crosses. He allied with them. Now, this is their codex. This is the history that they're telling. And you can look in Bernard Diaz's book because he was one of the soldiers that accompanied Cortez. I'm not making this stuff up. Okay? This is him right there shaking hands with Cortez. So if we was here all along, show us some good, you know, where the afros and cornrows and shit, man. I'm keep asking you that. Even on the images that you showed us, man, come on, man. You playing us, bro. That is not us. You can't associate us with these people. We are not these people. Don't do that. All right. There's Donna Marina down there on the bottom, if you can see her as well. Right here. Now, since I got 5 minutes, we got the source, the Bernard Diaz, the Conquest of New Spain, Tlaxcala indigenous allies, eager to overthrow the Aztecs, which were their hated enemies. The Tlaxcalans allied with Hernan Cortez and his fellow Spaniard conquistadors and were instrumental in the invasion of Tenochtitlan. So I'm telling you right here, they're telling you right here what they was doing. You see Donna Marina, this is their pictorial. This is what they made. You can look this up. The Lienzo de Tlaxcala. That's the name of this. That's the source. That's these people. And you got Donna Marina. All of these are indigenous people working with Cortez. Where are the afros at? Where the cornrows at? Where the black people at? They had thousands of people in the community. That's the point I'm trying to make. Thousands. Here's another pictorial scene. You can look this up. I'm not making this shit up. You have Cortez. You have the leader of the indigenous Tlaxcalans, right? Wreaking havoc on the Mexica, aka the Aztecs. So if you can't come over here and paint a good picture on this history and refer back to these primaries, you lost already. You lost. Now let's look at what a low better is, because Cortez used Indian and laborers, right? Pretty much a porter, Indian porters, right? The word comes from a Nahua meaning load. In Honduras, Mexico, it meant Indian loader. The porters carried loads on their backs, which could be people, taxes, or items for trade. In colonial times, the tradition implies that the servitude of the Indians, who in most cases became vassals of the Spanish, which became widespread. Today, Mexican Spanish, the word tamini is usually a derogatory connotation, I'm messing my words up, or of subordinate that denotes the discrimination from the Indian that was consolidated in the new colony of Spain. So again, when we look at these images of this is what a porter is. Cortez used these folks. I only got maybe 5 minutes. That's a porter. That's an Indian porter.
1 minute and 20 seconds.
Okay, thank you, sis. This is an Indian porter, the indigenous. This is out of the codex. This is what they're saying what happened. All right, telling you what's going on in their history. So let me see. And there's a porter right there. Look at that. Come on, let's stop stealing their history. Look at that. These are porters. So how can you look at images thinking like this, saying that's us? I don't see nobody grandmas walking around like that in my hood. I yield my time. Continuity. Cultural continuity.
All right, Woken, let me know when you are ready, and we will start your time. And just to reiterate, I'm letting you guys know every 5 minutes, and then 1 minute before it's time to close for the time check.
All right. So he was talking about cultural continuity or whatever. My thing is like, does if we are from Africa, wouldn't we have cultural continuity? I mean, according to him, and those porters that he was talking about, it's easy to look up. You can go to you can look up Himalayan people. Hold on, let me see. Let me share my screen. My bad. I'm still new to this one, guys. So let me share my screen right quick. Boom. So you guys can easily go to Himalayan people carrying stuff up a mountain, okay? And as you guys can see here, it doesn't take long to find somebody that's doing the same exact thing. So is Port saying that these people are from the Himalayas since they're doing the same exact thing? Or did maybe this people do the same things around the same time? I mean, did people just maybe do that, bro? Is that just like a human instinct? Maybe it's a human idea, And I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of. I'm pretty sure I could look up a lot of other people carrying stuff up mountains, and they're doing the same exact thing. And not to mention that, yes, this was a multiple. It was a multi-ethnicity civilization. So with that being said, bro, you got to understand that, yes, there was Asiatic people there. And yes, during the 1200s, the Mongoloids, the Mongols did invade, So we do got to take that into consideration, but we're not going to touch base on that in this debate. I just kind of wanted to show you guys that he's over here saying that these are porters and shit. But at the end of the day, it's just like, bro, you can't say that these are porters and not show everybody else that does the same thing. But I will get off that subject and we'll get back into the actual research. All right. So let's see. He brought and the thing is, like, he was talking about that one little African slave or whatever he was talking about. Why do they only bring one slave over? That don't make any sense. Like you gotta make it make sense, bro. But I'm gonna play a part of a video just for a part of my time. I will not be playing it this whole time, but let's see. Bob, let's play it.
So they brought enslaved, Christianized Africans over here. And this is an illustration of one that you see right here in this pictorial map.
When did Port say that was an African?
Yeah.
We didn't say it's indefinite, bro.
Yeah, I just could.
They said it wasn't a definite, bro. What's going on here? I don't know if they can make the decision, And by the way, guys, this is what the original looked like. The original pictorial map that Port loves saying and talking about. This is what the original map looks like.
Was here first. You should see more images of us here. That woman, I don't see no afros or none of that. And the indigenous people, they don't look like us. They look like, say that we was here first.
All right. So this is another artifact. Yes, pure lookership right here, guys. But also pure historian of Mesoamerica right here, guys. He said it. He don't see no afros. He said it multiple times, even in this debate. He doesn't see us. He doesn't see y'all. He doesn't see some of y'all out in the chat, So who's this though? This does not look like a Native American with a little bowl cut. It doesn't. We're gonna continue on.
You should see more images of
kinky hair. Look at that phenotype.
Us here.
Not the same person. This is not the same person that y'all just saw the last time either.
Woman, I don't see
again.
Afros or none of that.
Bro, what's that on top of that man's head? What's that on top of that man's head to the right? Right here. What is that on top of his head? Why is he carrying a spear? Just like how you had in those images.
In the indigenous.
Oh, bro. Come on, dude. These are the images Port is not going to show you guys. I'm not 100% sure if Port is an agent, but it is a little disingenuous that he's not showing you guys. Maybe he's not running across these, but he's definitely not showing you guys these.
People, they don't look like that is a Mayan warrior. This is a Mayan.
All right. And so we'll carry on from there. All right.
10 minutes.
Thank you. So we'll carry on from there. We'll get back into the what's the depiction say of the original? Sorry, I'm not going to read these comments. My bad. All right, so we'll go back into the definition for a black person in Nahuatl, right? You guys remember this, right? Tiltik. Okay. We're gonna go into another codice. All right. Let me see. Which one is it? Here it is. I think so. Nope. All right, here it is. Boom. All right. So we're gonna get into the Primeros Memoriales. Okay, I might have chopped that up a little bit, but the important thing about this this codice is that it's a project to document pre-Columbian Nawa society. All right, it's to document their society pre-Columbian times. All right, and I'm going to show you guys a certain page from this codice. All right, you guys seen that was pre-Columbian, right? Were you able to see that, Hoodoo?
Yes, we're able to see it.
You saw that it was pre-Columbian, right?
I saw the source you put up there. Everybody see it.
Right. Let me put it back up right quick. All right, so I'm gonna go back to it. It says project to document pre-Columbian Nawa society. Do you see that, Hoodoo? Do you see that? You saw that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I was just making sure. All right. So pre-Columbian, guys. Now I'm gonna show you guys a page from that specific codice, and I'm gonna actually be breaking down. I'm gonna translate some Nahuatl language for you guys once again. Give me 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. All right, we'll start here. All right. So these right here are gods and rituals, right? Small mountain gods. This is a page that I'm going to show you guys, but let me see if I can pull it up. Share screen. Entire screen. All right. Oh shit. All right, hold on. Chuck, turn that down, buddy. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Dang it. Okay, right here. All right, so I hope this doesn't look too messed up for you guys. But do you guys see? So these, what's happening inside this codice page is they're depicting Nahuatl gods. Okay, they're depicting Nahuatl gods. All right, you see 4 of these gods. There's going to be a fifth down there, but you see 4 right here as I'm zooming in. You see, do you see, hey Hoodoo, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you see that a melanated one up top?
All I can say, because I have to remain neutral, is I see your source that you put up there.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
making sure you guys can see it.
Right, we can see it.
Okay, she could see it, guys. All right, so now we're gonna look into what this codice is saying, right? So pretty much, it's a summary. I'm not gonna read it word for word, but it's pretty much saying that these are the mountain gods, and they're pretty much specifying what they do. All right, the Tiltik is gonna be right here, guys. Bob. You guys see that, right? Can you guys see that little hand there? Touching over what looks
5 minutes.
Looks like it says Tiltik pre-Columbian times. Guess what this is, guys? They are calling this god a black man pre-Columbian times. All right? You guys will not find this information on YouTube. You guys will not find this information anywhere else because I'm the first one to find it. Yes, sir. I know. All right. Now we will get back into let's see. We will get back into let me see. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't completely ready for this debate, but I was just like, bro, I'm gonna go in, bro. I'm gonna go in. And I'm glad that I can show you guys because now we're gonna get back to these guys. We're gonna come back to these guys. Because I think it's important that we really do show how they separated these people. Because I don't think I gave this codice justice. I don't think I did. And I'm on page 5. All right. And again, these are indigenous people that are being depicted here, guys. We're gonna see a lot of very light skin tones, though. All right. We're gonna look through these light skin tones. And then so as you can see here, we get that chop off. We get that chop off where they pretty much say these guys right here, these guys are not the same. All right. So we get them. I'm not sure if these guys were like completely different from the melanated indigenous because they actually do have a little bit different features going on. They have lines going through there. So as you guys can see, they are dividing these people into subgroups. Let's scroll down a little bit further. All right. I'm gonna try to find a page that that has its full color. All right, because they have full color pages on here, but some of the pages just are not full color. But as you guys can see, they're literally they literally run through and show you guys. They made sure to put those skin tones on there. All right. And this is not a form of lookership. This is actually a form of research and scholarship, because at the end of the day, what I'm doing is looking at thousands and thousands of pages of documentation of the indigenous. So yes, it did take me hours to find some of this material, and I'm glad we're able to have this debate today, because some people might wake up, some people might not, but literally what I'm doing right now is pretty much showing you guys how I did my research, you know, in a way. It gets a lot deeper and stuff. So we start getting back to the melanated indigenous. We start getting back to the melanated indigenous. He said that this word did not look like it says merch. He says it looks like it says mashika. This says merch, bro. It's pretty much saying that these people were merchandise. They were what else was considered merchandise back in the day? Let me say it.
1 minute.
Slaves, esclavo. Okay, and that's the thing, is like if you want to do another round after this, bro, we can do it. But I can show you where they have codices where it says esclavo. and it's depicting a melanated indigenous person. But again, this melanated indigenous is wearing the clothings of an Aztec warrior. All right. So I really didn't touch base on that because I might make content out of that. But I'm gonna make content out of all this. But at the end of the day, bro, I think I done dropped some gems up on your body. I done land the plane on your body. And that's where I landed today.
All right, so you yield your time. It's only 13 seconds left anyway, so that's good. I'll bring you guys both up, and we can allow maybe 5 to 10 minutes of question and answers.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down.
No, I got some more shit. I'm ready. I'm it's push season. No, this ain't over. We're gonna do one more round.
Yeah, not like
Okay.
a lot of the stuff that I didn't show, bro, is because I didn't transfer it over to my laptop yet.
That's
so
cool.
I literally transferred everything over in 30 minutes and got ready to debate you. So it's not really, I wasn't super structured. I was somewhat structured. But I do wish I was a little bit more built up for you. But at the end of the day, I think I chopped you down, dog.
I doubt it very seriously.
So do you agree, Woken, to one more round?
To one more round? I mean, I'm down.
Okay, so I'll drop you, Woken, and put Port up.
Final push, y'all. Because it's push season. You know what I'm saying? I ain't playing. We ain't playing around. Let me go ahead and share this entire screen again. Good presentation though. That was a good deal and all. Where'd I stop at? All right. So we I'm showing you continuity. When y'all looked at this picture, this is the difference between us and them. They still practice this to this day. This is not our custom, cultures, or belief, right? And I'm gonna go further. And we talked about eyewitness accounts, right? Bernal Diaz was a Spanish conquistador, right, who participated as a soldier in the conquest of the Aztec Empire under Hernan Cortez, and late in his life wrote an account of the events. In his later years, he was governor of Guatemala, where he wrote his memoirs called The True Histories of the Conquest of New Spain. He talks about Negroes accompanying the Spaniards to New Spain. Let's not get past that, man, because I think we fail to realize that, well, slavery never happened, and, they didn't. No, we got to talk about this shit the right way. Now, it talks about our officers purchased some Negroes and 3 horses, okay? It talks about a slave market that Cortez came across. Now, check this out. Now, when Cortez came down to Mexico City, he went into that circuit into the city, and he compared the slave market. This is what he was saying. He said the slave market was upon as great a scale as the Portuguese market for Negro slaves in Guinea. So there's your connection where Black people come from. Let's not make it like we were here and all of this other dumb shit just by you showing us some pictures, and you didn't really nail it in the coffin to convince us. You're not convincing. You haven't converted us. We don't believe you. We're non-believers to your information right now, right? So right here, it says, while we were staying here, one of our Negroes and 2 females ran away, and 3 Spaniards chose rather to stay here and run the risk of being murdered by the Indians. This is letting you know that the Negroes and the horses came with us. And some of these Negroes was running away into the indigenous communities. But we were so scared that the Indians was whooping our ass, we decided to just let these Negroes run off. Shortly after, now check this one out. Shortly after these signs had been seen in the heavens, we arrived in New Spain. And 10 months after, Narvaez came and brought with him a Negro who was ill with smallpox, right? From this person, the disease spread among the inhabitants, Simpola, and thence like a true pestilence throughout the whole of New Spain. They're telling you that these crackers, right? These Spaniards didn't give a fuck about the Africans that they was bringing over here. Sick, well, you coming over here, we need you to work the lands. So they unfortunately brought this sick Negro that was infected with smallpox. It says, but the return of Narvaez, he happened to have a Negro servant with him ill with smallpox, throughout whom this terrific disease, which according to the accounts of the inhabitants was previously unknown in this country. So it wasn't no black people around here because they would have been exposed to this new disease that was brought over here. It says previously unknown in the country, spread itself through New Spain, where it created the greater devastation from the poor Indians in their ignorance, solely applying cold water. They didn't know what to do. This was an uncommon disease. They started dousing cold water on themselves, right? The remedy which they consistently bathed themselves so that vast numbers were cut off before they had the blessings of being received into the bosom of the Christian church. They saying these poor folks died before we converted them, right? Now look at the poor indigenous catching smallpox. This is the Florentine Codex, real quick. I just wanted to touch base on this, on how Negroes got over here, what type of shit that came over here with them, Spanish conquistadors, diseases, all of that. If we was already here, you wouldn't be hearing about it. Now let's look at these illustrations. Let's talk about Aztec priest and human sacrifice, right? In the Codex Mendoza, you have Diego Duran. He grew up in Texcoco, right? He was fluent in the Nahuatl language, right? He was fluent in Aztec language. In his book, The Histories of the Indies of New Spain, Duran gives a vivid description of body paint used by priests. This is body paint we looking at, y'all. They blacken their body with body paint. It says right here, Aztec priest wore hair, right? Long, tied down with the right bit of ribbon. Duran states that from the day novice priests entered the school, the young men allowed their hair to grow. They smeared themselves from head to toe with black soot. Hair, all with the large amount of, thank you, sister, with the large amount of moist soot that covered them, right? This is black paint, man. Let's go talk about more black paint. This is from the source Aztec Warfare, page 41. The use of body paint in warfare extended throughout Mesoamerica and was practiced by the Mayans, the Tlaxcalans, and the Aztecs. Among the Aztecs, the use of specific face paint was a sign of martial accomplishment. Thus, when the warrior took a captive, his face was stained red and yellow, and a valiant soldier painted their bodies. They painted their whole bodies, right? And blackened their faces. This is black paint. So whenever you see illustrations of so-called melanated people over here, you got to understand what the fuck they was doing. They was using paint, family. Now let's talk about this. It says that this is in the a source, Diego Duran. He was there, eyewitness accounts on page 172. This is my source. This is the difference between you abos and us. It says some of the victims possess such ability that they tied out to or 3 attackers before others could warn them. But as soon as the victim was wounded on his legs, on his arms, or any part of his body, 4 priests, their bodies painted black with long braided hair, dressed in garments like chasubles, ascended to the stone and laid the wounded man on his back, holding him down by his feet and hands. And the high priest then rolled from his seat, right? Went to the stone and opened up the chest of the victim with a knife, right? He took out his heart and offered the vapor from which his heart arose to the sun, family. It's some cold-blooded shit. As soon as the heart had cooled down, he delivered it to the priest, who placed it in the vessel, which was another large decided or decorated to the sun, right? They worship the sun. And that's what it was for. So when you see people dressed in black like that, oh, this is us. Look at us. This was us. We was here. Blah, 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 blah. This is face paint, man. It's body paint. Everybody talked about that. Duran gives an account of Aztecs wearing paint. They painted themselves. Black paint, not black people, right? Source, Diego Duran, page 355. The priests and their guards of the temples were prepared for this visit, all of them dressed in the way that was customary when the kings returned from war. All of them were in their tunics with little ground hanging down their backs. What it says, these served as also ties for a kind of demonic. I might have misspelled that. I apologize. It says they wore their hair braided, that hung down by their back, much as women, right, braid their hair. All, right, all were painted black and carried flaming incenses in their hands. This is this illustration. When we look at these illustrations, y'all say, "Ooh, look at the black people," right? Because that's what the fuck y'all like to do. Look at the black person killing the mongoloid. It's some weird shit y'all be saying. That's paint. That is fucking paint. Yes, you had some dark-skinned people there, but they are not us. Do not separate yourselves. Do not cut the African part out of yourself and put it to the side just because you want to be something that you ain't. It says Aztec priests blackened bodies. Here's another source right here on page 189 of Diego Duran's book. When the day of the festivities arrived, Moctezuma, we talked about Moctezuma, and the Tlaxcalans. We talked about the Tlaxcalans because this was a fucking community in the Mesoamerican area. They blackened their bodies with soot, right? With pitch, and they applied it in such a way that they seemed to shine with this. So again, family, don't get mistaken by paint. Don't be fooled by the paint. I'm gonna land my plane right about here. Right here, this is the Aztec warrior god in paint. Face painted. This ain't us. Fuck y'all talking about. This ain't us. This ain't our people. This is the most indigenous artifact you can find. This ain't us, family. Let the fucking bag of corn down. Stop carrying the corn and the burden of someone else's history that's not your own. That's why I'm showing you this picture. This is called cultural continuity, because I don't think you understood the way the word was pronounced. Continuity. Cultural continuity. You can see the same porters carrying
5 minutes.
The same porters, right? So I'm showing you exactly the who, the what, the why, the where. I'm not making this up. You have failed. You have failed to show us enough evidence to support the claim that we were all over here. I'm showing you how we got over here. I'm pulling up sources. I'm telling you they're using body paint. I'm telling you that the priests, look up Aztec priests in the use of body paint. Read Aztec Wars. Look at Diego Duran's work, The History of the Indies of New Spain, page 172. All the priests, they painted themselves black with black soot. All right, family. Big plane, but I land here. I'm done. You know, that's it. Ain't no more to it. You can't really, you stuck right now. Because what he's gonna do is show us some pictures that ain't gonna really make no sense, and he's winging it. It's okay. I can understand if he was unprepared. That's okay. I'm glad you said it out loud. With that said, I'm out. Peace to the motherfucking syndicate.
All right. So, Woken, it is your go. We'll put you up. And you let me know when you're ready to begin.
I'm ready. All right. So I'm not gonna get disrespectful like he did. You know, at the end of the day, this is a debate. You know, he believes in the out of Africa theory, and I presented you guys facts today. It is fact that Tiltek is a Nahuatl word. That is a fact. Okay. The codices that I showed you guys that are documenting the pre-Columbian times, that is also fact. You guys seen in that codice that it was showing clearly showing a black man, and they clearly labeled him a black man. So I don't know what he's talking about when he says I didn't really show enough evidence of showing that black people were here pre-Columbian times. That's literally what I did, sir. So at the end of the day, I will turn into Geechee on you. But I'm going to get into some photos, and we're going to speak on this body paint stuff, okay? Let's see. I'm going to share my screen right quick. Entire screen. Yes, sir. But yeah, so it's just like you can't be telling people who they are, bro. You know that there was black people on every continent, from Australia to motherfucking the Americas, bro. Even your friend in the syndicate has mentioned that what is it? Polynesians had made it to the Americas. If they made it to the Americas in ancient times or even pre-Columbian times, you'd know, if you know your history, you'd know that those Polynesians look like black people. Okay, so for you to say that yes, Polynesians made it to the Americas in ancient times, pre-Columbian times, but not admit that they're black, very disingenuous, sir, and a very bad service to your quote unquote African American family, man, for real. Like, it's okay that not everybody's from Africa, you know, it's okay, but right here you can see what's happening in this this artifact is this man is being painted, okay, but he's not being painted black. He's being painted red. Okay. Let me go into my downloads right quick. Let me see if I can get my downloads open. All right, we'll just rock with it right here. We'll just skip over and shit. But yeah, so literally, bro, that guy is being painted red, okay? And the person that's painting him is a melanated indigenous person. All right. This is a porter, bro. This is a porter right here, bro. This is what the real Mayan traders and Aztec traders look like. This is an artifact, not a little drawing that a 3-year-old indigenous person drew. Okay, this is an actual artifact with detail, bro. You gonna deny them? You gonna deny them, bro? You gonna tell people that their ancestors came from Africa, right? You're gonna tell people that everybody ancestors came from Africa. What if someone got mixed with a motherfucking Australian? You don't know, bro. You just using looker shit. You looking at the motherfucker with dark skin and saying they came from Africa. That's what you doing, Port. Here's another Mayan artifact. This is not body paint, bro. That is a black man getting an alcoholic enema. All right, sir? So you need to stop, bro, because I'm actually more prepared for this debate than you actually were, bro. You just had a little PowerPoint set up. You know, the crazy thing about it is, bro, this is my first time debating on this app, on the streaming source, bro. But the thing is, I'm eating you up right now. And Talato, Blackwater, aka Diego, we gonna find you, bro, and we gonna do you justice, dog. I promise you that, Diego. All right. And let's see what else I got here in these images for you guys. All right, so I think we're gonna go into all right, I got one right here for you guys. Can you still see this, Hoodoo?
Yes, you can see it.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna get back into the body paint. All right, so this in this image, this is another Mayan artifact. All right, this is another Mayan artifact. It was actually, I could tell that it was because the K2803, I can tell that this was a photograph taken by Justin Kerr, a world-renowned
10 minutes.
Thank you. A world-renowned photographer of Mesoamerican artifacts, okay? Justin Kerr. He's been doing this for over 50 years, all right? And as you can see here in this artifact, this pristine, very lovely artifact of our ancestors, bro, you can see the clear body paint. You can see the sweat dripping off of his face. You can see the sweat coming off of his armpits and his hands, all right? And you can see his true skin tone. This man was a melanated indigenous person, and we have been lied to by the white man. All right, bro? This is the ancestors of the Olmecs, of the Mayans and the Aztecs. This does not look like this. Okay? This does not look like this. It doesn't, bro. And I'm sorry. You know, you gotta like, if it's okay, Port, if you from Africa, but not everybody has to be from Africa. Not the white man ain't always gonna tell you the truth, especially if he did something very, very fucked up. You know, we got people out here like this dude right here. This dude I would say he's probably looks like he's mixed with a motherfucking he looks like he's mixed with Spaniard, or maybe he is an indigenous person mixed with a Mongolian type, mixed with the indigenous type. Like I said, multiple ethnicities, and we will go to El Negro Olmec statue. All right, we'll go to El Negro Olmec statue. All right, and as you can see here, in this statue, I'm gonna have a lot of people in the chat right now, and they're gonna be talking about this statue as a monkey. Okay, they're gonna tell you guys this fucking statue is a monkey because they cannot explain the hair. They will not explain the hair. The thing is about this statue, it is so sad. This is what actually drove me to the point of I have to push harder, bro. Somebody telling me that this was a monkey made me want to push way harder, bro, and fight for my ancestors, dog. Because when I first seen this image right here, dog, I knew what was happening, dog. They named it El Negro because they knew it was a black man. It's not a fucking monkey, man. So at the end of the day, y'all can stay in y'all's way. Y'all can think that I'm trying to erase the African man. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you guys they actually enslaved some of your ancestors and they took your land and they living on your land right now, taxing you right now, taking advantage of your people, telling y'all that y'all came across the ocean, took you away far, far from home, supposedly, when home's really right here. They done tricked us, dogs. They done tricked all of us, bro. And as a person that is part white, me, I'm gonna say it. I don't trust the motherfuckers. I don't. It's on you. You can listen to his story, but I'm gonna get my ancestors' story. I'm gonna do my work, bro. I ain't gonna listen to the white man just because he said we came from Africa. I'm gonna do my work, bro. I'll land my plane.
All right, I'm going to add Port back up since you landed your plane. And we can do Q&A.
Yes, sir.
That was fine and all. Let me share one more thing real quick and we can wrap it up.
Come on, bro. We done won 3 rounds, bro. We done won 3 rounds.
Well, I gotta show this for the fans.
You trying to move the goalpost now, cuz? Let's get down to the bottom of it now, bro. We done presented, we done did it. I was halfway ready and shit. You was all the way ready, supposedly. Let's do it.
Okay. We don't have to go another round. Well, hopefully somebody will talk. Well, all right, it's all good. I'm gonna still show what I'm gonna show, but we can go Q&A.
Okay, we'll do Q&A, and just to put it out there, everyone had the same time to get ready. So I just want to put that out there because we want to make sure that the people know, everybody's being fair. So Q&A, for the Q&A, please put who you're asking the question for so that we do not get confused. And we'll begin.
And stick to what we talked about too, y'all, if y'all can help it.
Hey, I appreciate that, David.
Crazy David over here. What's up? You got a fan base over here, man. That's what's up, Woke.
Nah, I didn't even share this with my on my TikTok, man. I really wish I did. I really wish I did, because honestly, bro, I came and did what I was supposed to do, bro.
I know, and they just saw you got sacrificed. I just cut your heart
out. I done ripped your heart out, bro, and I done threw your heart to the motherfucking Native Americans.
I'm glad they saw it.
They're eating that shit up right now. The Native Americans eating your heart up right now.
They saw you get sacrificed, pretty much.
I done finished him. Took your shit out. Your joint still beating in my hand right now.
Woken, we have a question on the screen for you. It says, Woken, do you agree that melanated people can have Asian ancestry?
Yes. Actually, I do have a document that will help people out with that, actually. But it didn't really pertain to the subject matter. Because if you really look into negritos, you would actually know that negritos share their DNA is actually more closely related to East Asians and Native Americans. Hint, hint, hint.
Right. Do we have any questions? Because we don't want to just ask Woken. So is there any questions for Port that you guys might have? I'm going through the questions now, though.
Is there a difference between melanated people and black in the historical? Yeah, the people, if you're close to the equator, you're gonna have a darker hue, but that doesn't mean we are the same black people. When you study the genetics of the people that populated the Americas, they fall under the haplogroup A, B, C, D, Q, and X, and that's not us. So you can have dark melanated looking people here, but they're not us. So I think that's where the confusion can be when we're looking at old pictorial map scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it wasn't lookership, by the way, guys. In the comments, it was straight scholarship. There you go.
What's the significance of body paint that was in practice? If you look in the book Aztec Warfare, it talks a little bit about it. Different colors just symbolize different things, and I think during the ritual, a lot of the gods were painted in black as well. So they had a fixation on different colors. When the Spaniards arrived, they was two-tone paint too. So each color symbolizes something different among different groups. So you might have one group that have tribal paint, and you have another group that have a different paint, and they might use it for different activities. But when it came to the Aztec priests, they all wore black soot. They all covered themselves with black paint. So when we see those Aztec descriptions on the codices, and we say, well, damn, he looked really, really black, that's that black soot. And you can find that when you look in the book, when you read the book, what's it? I'm sorry. If you read Diego Duran's book, History of the Indies, he talks about it. If you read Aztec Warfare, he talks about it. And if you read Memoirs of the Conquistadors by Diaz, you also see it there as well.
Yeah, and I kind of want to add something to that, bro. Like with the body paint and stuff, like we do understand that there was multiple. We can agree on, if you can't agree on multiple ethnicities, we can at least agree on multiple tribes, correct?
You had different tribal communities, yeah.
Right,
but
right,
what
right.
I'm saying is they were all like black people, and I think that's what we disagree at.
Right. So I know where we disagree at, but we can agree on multiple tribes, though, correct?
Yeah, you had the Tezcalans, you had the
right. So
Vascos, you had the Mexicas, you had several.
My whole point is that they practice different things, from each other. So with that being said, is yes, you are gonna have lighter Native Americans painting their body black and shit. They might actually been trying to mimic the melanated indigenous, because the melanated indigenous were known to be high priests. They actually became priests during the Olmec civilization. They started that stuff. So they were pretty much the OGs of the whole Mesoamerican religion. And so with that being said, is yes, you might have got some Native Americans trying to mimic their skin tone in all reality, because these darker, usually the gods that were dark, they were rain gods and stuff like that. So you gotta really pay attention to all the little fine details, because like I said, some of this information you guys are not gonna find on Google. Like some of the shit that I presented today, how I showed you guys pre-Columbian Tiltic, aka pre-Columbian black men.
You ain't showing shit.
No, you guys are not gonna find that on Google. But I will be making content.
We're not gonna find any black people over here pre-Columbian. We're not gonna find. You're right,
bro. That's what I literally showed you. The Tiltic translates to black. Does Tiltic translate to black man?
Hey man, I don't even know what source you pulled.
Exactly. No, it was a Nahuatl dictionary, bro. I done ate you up, bro, and spat you out,
right.
then picked you up again, ate you again.
So, Woken, did you answer this question here? How did Africans get here before the slave trade?
How did Africans get here before the slave trade? So it's not a for sure thing that it was Africans that got here, but there I am gonna drop a little gem on you. Pedra Furada actually is carbon dated to be one of the oldest sites in South America. Pedra Furada is located in Brazil, and it's pointing towards the Atlantic, not the Pacific. So if the oldest sites in the Americas is in Brazil, near on the shores of the Atlantic, the most plausible route, in my opinion, is Africa. They possibly came from Africa or migrated to Africa in ancient times. You know, but we do have to do more research on the on South America, because South America is a very unexplored place right now. So it's actually one of the most unexplored places in the world. So I hope that helped you.
All right. There's a question for Port. Where is the Canary Islands, and why do you think Christopher Columbus described natives as looking like Canarians? Hope I'm saying that right.
If I'm not mistaken, the Canarians was a different group of people that he was describing. The Canary Islands, I believe, is right off the coast of Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody in the comments actually said it's Toltec, Woken. I actually did. It is spelled TLILTIC, but it does sound. I think Toltec does have a similarity to Tiltic. So you may be onto something there, Alicia, because I did pick that up too. And we know that the Toltec is actually just a descendant. It's pretty much almost a descendant civilization of the Olmec, but they predate the Mayans and the Aztecs. Port, you wasn't ready, dog.
Get out of here. You weren't ready. You said you weren't ready. We know you
I
weren't ready.
hate you. I thought I wasn't ready, but I guess I was. Dog,
I mean, you held your own. I'll give you. You came in and look. You came in. You showed up. I'll take you showed up, and that's.
I said, "Almighty push!"
But you got sacrificed in front of everybody. You do know that.
No,
you got
I don't woke some motherfuckers. I know I woke some motherfuckers up.
No, this is the ghost of Woken, everybody. That we this is the ghost of Woken. He passed out like after I cut that.
Cap. I'm declaring. I think I'm gonna declare it. I'm the winner, y'all. I don't won this.
Well, how about this? We can put a one in the chat for me. If you think I won this debate, put a one in the chat.
It's all your people up in here, bro. It's all your people.
You got some people in here too. We just do this every time.
I got a little bit of people in here. I didn't share this nowhere.
Hey man, I saw David crazy ass in here. No, I saw David crazy ass in here. I saw B for all.
I know what I did. I know what I did. You heard him right now. It's all right. I know what I did.
I'm feeling good, man. I feel great. I feel like I came prepared. I'm good.
Now you did good. Your PowerPoint, it was nice and put together and shit.
I had sources on there. I had sources. You can go back.
I only got it to 2 codices.
One codex, and you said, "Look at these Negroes."
No, I got it to 2. I got it to 2 codices, bro. I got it to 2 codices.
They were Negroes. And real quick, I gotta share this one last thing just because I'm that type of motherfucker. But the debate's over, so I can't score no extra points off.
Yeah, how can I download the can I download the video, like the match?
It'll go on there, and you can reshare it, whatever you want to do. This is for the public. This is for educational purposes.
Damn, dog. I know if I get the download, bro. Damn, bro, you done got eaten up.
Whatever. Now let's read this. Let me get like 5 minutes of silence from you real quick. This is from the University of Chicago. Robbing Native American culture. What you're talking about is very Afrocentric, brother. We appreciate the Afrocentricity, but it kind of made a messing history up. It says in 1974, Ivan Van Sertima proposed that the New World civilizations were strongly influenced by diffusion from Africa. The first and most important contact, he argued, was between the Nubians and the Olmecs. 700 BC, and it was followed that other contacts from Mali in AD of the 1300. It says this theory has spread widely in the African American community. Both lay scholarship, but it has never been evaluated, right, at length by Mesoamericanists. This article shows that the proposal to be devoid of any foundation. I'm gonna repeat that. This article shows the proposal to be devoid of any foundation. First, no genuine African artifact has ever been found in a controlled archaeological excavation in the New World. I'm about to get on my Dr. Umar and repeat this shit one more time. Right? No genuine artifact has ever been found in a controlled archaeological excavation in the New World. The presence of Afro-origin plants such as the bottle gourd or African genes in the New World cotton shows that there was contact between the Old World and the New World, but this contact occurred too long ago to have involved any agency of its irrelevance to Egyptian Olmec contact. The colossal Olmec heads, which resemble the stereotypical Negro, were carved 100 years ago before the arrival of the presumed models. Additionally, Nubians who came from a desert environment and have long, high noses do not resemble their supposed portraits. Claims for the diffusion of the pyramid building and mummification are also fallacious. I just wanted to point that out. The debate's over, but you know, I just wanted to bring that article out real quick.
I think you guys did an excellent job. Thank you, Port, and thank you, Woken. And we're definitely going to get into the last words. You wanted to respond?
Yeah. I did want to respond. I kind of want to respond with a video. Is that fine?
Okay, we can leave it at. I mean, it's all good. We're done, but we're not. It's over. But I wanted to put out something I didn't get a chance.
Right. Yeah. I want to put this video up right fast. Let me see.
It's gonna be. Let me guess. It's gonna be a video with you in it.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be a video because you're the source, right?
Are more
I am
susceptible to keloids, okay? And pretty much, they're the only people that you really do like tribal scarification to the point that it actually keloids over. All right? Studies have consistently demonstrated that persons of certain races are more susceptible to keloid scar formation. Individuals with darker pigmentation, Black persons, and Asian persons are more likely to develop keloids. In a random sampling of Black individuals, as many as 16% have reported developing keloid scars with an incident rate of 4.5 to 16 in the Black and Hispanic populations. Interesting. But how does that connect the dots, Woken? Motherfucker, use your eyes. This person right here has keloids, just like the last three, all right? This person right here, in my opinion, does not phenotypically look Asian, right? And the Hispanics that they were talking about in that article were not created until after colonization. So let's get it. And to top it off, what type of Asian has locks? Please tell me. This information goes a lot deeper. I'll probably end up doing a part 2, but if you guys think this is my only way of connecting the dots, you guys are sadly mistaken. This is one of many ways to connect the dots. All the artifacts that I showed you guys today are Mesoamerican artifacts.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna press pause right there, damn
in
it.
private collections, as you can see here. And by the way, shout out to Patolo. He's the one that put me onto some of these sources.
Yeah, hold on.
So, salute.
Hold on.
Information goes a lot deeper, as you can see.
All right, I want to pause it right there real fast and just ask Port, I want your honest opinion, bro. This artifact in the background, bro. Who does that look like to you? What quote unquote race does this look like to you? Does this look like the Native American?
Bro, that look like an indigenous person to me. You can't do the looker shit.
Thank you. It's a melanated indigenous person.
That ain't us. If you're asking me if this
it's not
us,
you, Port. It's us. It's us. It's not you, Port. It's us. You don't gotta worry about telling everybody who they are, but it's us.
Hey, look. Sometimes the body still moves when it's dead, right? When, you've been dead for a while after I sacrifice you. Sometimes you get these little twitches with the body, and that's what's going on, family. These are
involuntary. After 7 days, I done resurrected, man. I done performed miracles now today, right? I thought I wasn't even supposed to show up. I thought I wasn't even ready.
Hey,
I done pushed your shit in.
Yeah, you think you did. I
did. But anyways, it was a nice debate, y'all.
I appreciate you coming, man. I'm gonna let Hoodoo close out, and I'll have some close out music. But no, thank you for showing up, bro. At first, I didn't know if you was even gonna come to the debate, so I'm glad you showed up. If you want to stream it, feel free. This will be out there forever for the kids and grandkids to see in the future.
Yes, sir.
So, shout out to everybody that hey, hit the like before y'all go. Please do that. We appreciate that. And I'm gonna let Hoodoo do her thing.
All right. Thank you, brothers, for the debate. It's not easy getting up here. You had to prepare and do all of that. And we appreciate you because through these debates, we learn and we grow. So thank you both for your time and your expertise on these subjects. And we'll see you in the next debate, y'all.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell you something straight off the motherfucking press. I ain't coming for no foolishness.
Whites can help us, but they can't join us. There can be no black-white unity until there is first some black unity. We cannot think of being acceptable to others until we have first proven acceptable to ourselves. Concerning nonviolence, it is criminal to teach a man not to defend himself when he is the constant victim of brutal attack. There are problems in the community. Some of those examples of those problems are the vices that destroy the moral fiber in our community. Drunkenness, drug addiction, prostitution, organized crime that robs the Negro community of probably 90% of its economic potential and moral potential. One of my reasons for going out on the limb as I have is to try and make white people be shocked, awake to some of their senses, because if they don't awake, they're going to find out that this little Negro that they thought was passive has become a roaring, uncontrollable lion right at their doorstep, not at their doorstep, inside their house, in their bed, in their kitchen, in their attic, in their basement. And if you know that in time, you can do something about it.
With your relaxation, enjoy some cool vibration.
And I didn't think I'd live this long to see a nigga dance for a piece of chicken. I turned on my TV set and saw Hammer dancing for some goddamn popcorn chicken. That's a goddamn shame. Some pop. What is it gonna be next week? Watermelon chicken? Is this nigga's mama still alive? He could go to his grandmother's house and get a free piece of chicken better than that popcorn shit. For fucking popcorn chicken. That a bitch? He don't need the money. Hammer's on everything. I opened up my Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and he jumped out. Hammer time. The damn shame. He's on everything. I had to pull out my license, make sure he wasn't on that. He's on everything. Well, what white man had the nerve to go talk to MC Hammer? Look. We've got a great commercial idea. It's chicken, popcorn chicken. want you to do that sort of nigger ghetto move when we give you the cue. We're gonna throw the chicken in the air. You'll catch it with those big nigger lips of yours. We know you won't miss. And just to make you feel comfortable, you can bring your little nigger friends with the loud outfits and the heavy pompadour, little Richard little hairdos. It's gonna be lots of money for you niggers, so don't worry about it. Some very strange shit for a piece of fucking chicken. If somebody would come in and say, Paul, what you do a commercial now, you're gonna dance some chicken, I'd stab somebody. I'd be on hard copy.
Comedians on hard copy, he stabbed 2 producers because they wanted him to dance for a piece of chicken. We'll be back after this commercial.
You can bet it won't be a chicken commercial. But Hammer's little ignorant ass. Yes. For a piece of chicken. Yes. Does this mean I can build a bigger house, boss? No, I'm being real. Fuck that. I'm just trying to be real. It's just a late in the day. Fuck the bullshit. I'm not going for the bullshit no more. No. It's late in the day. The bullshit ain't necessary no more. Call it, call everybody. Fuck the bullshit. Niggas gonna dance for chicken, they gotta be called on it. Can't hold your head up high and you dancing for a piece of fucking chicken. No, the real white man, that white man's like, this white man's giving me that look, well, this nigga is sort of bright. Clever. Smarter than the average runaway.